Hey, it's late March, folks, and St. Patrick has fled the continent. It's a good thing, too, because the rains are here just in time to make spring break a sodden affair. Now, what's that mean to you as a reader? Well, you've got time to squirrel away a few hours and read a decent book, or two, or three. Now, but what if, and this is a big what if a book stumbles when you're halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through, or God forbid 10 pages from the end? Well, don't abandon ship, guys. Don't abandon ship. Not only is spring break here, guys, but it's also Easter. Now, with that in mind, I have to tell you that every author, they lay an egg. I know that was a bad one. I'm not on my game, but it's Friday morning, guys. But the analogy is still true. Now, one of my favorite books by James Salter, a novel called Solo Faces, was derailed by 3 pages, just 3 pages at the end. It derailed the whole thing. And it was a travesty, I tell you, a real travesty. It was hard to forgive him. But it happens to the best of the lot. And the groundbreaking Robert Cormier suffered from the same. Now, you know his books. You've heard about The Chocolate War, I Am the Cheese, etc. He's got an amazing bibliography of the best in YA fiction. In fact, there could be a very easy case made that he is the beginning of YA fiction. But why did he write Fade? I mean, really, why did he write it? In fact, let me rephrase that. Why write the last third of the novel Fade? I just don't understand. And Mr. Cormier is not here to defend himself. Now, should you still read it? Not even a legitimate question. The first third or half of Fade is one of the finest novels put to page. It's a fact. Now again, when, as a reader, do you throw up your hands? I mean, throw up your hands and quit a book. Now, I asked my cohort here at the library, Kelly Locke McMillan, a wonderful librarian, a wonderful teacher, and she explained to me that as a teacher, she would only allow a student to abandon a book once in a quarter, just once. Now, that's fair enough. And she added that a reader should read at least 10 pages past where they want to quit a book just to see if things get back on track. Now again, that's fair enough. I think that's a legitimate attempt to read something and see if it rights itself, if it rights the course of the ship. Sometimes it won't happen. That's just the way it is. Now, A.S. King's novel, Everybody Sees the Ants, had me doing this several times over. Now, don't let that fool you guys. I mean, really, don't utilize me as a way not to read that book, or at least not to try to read that book, because despite a few stylistic choices in regards to dreams that had me wondering a few times, and I did nearly quit. I did, and I admit that. I nearly quit. The key here is, though, I didn't quit the book. And because I didn't, I was rewarded with a great reading experience. Now, despite some of the stylistic choices that she made, I don't want to get into them because they're going to give away part of the plot of the book. Because of that, it bothered me. And in fact, it just downright annoyed me at times. At the same, time, however, I continued. And because I continued, it was just a great read. And as far as, there are several books out there right now about bullies. It's a big thing right now. It's being addressed in film. It's being addressed in YA novels. But let me tell you, Everybody Sees the Ants is one of the better books about bullies that you're going to read. It's a fact. Now, as a postscript to all this about abandoning a book and allowing it to write itself and to sticking it out and being rewarded for doing so, I have to admit, I read Wake by Lisa McMann, and I should have quit. I should have. I adored the main character, folks, but when you throw in elements of 21 Jump Street, you just went way too far. I know this book is good for reluctant readers. I can see why. I can see what pulls you in, but it's just not good. It really isn't. I'm sorry. And this one, I should have quit.